Today on CTV News at 5, a vacant home up in flames. Was the fire deliberately set? Summer vacation tragedy. A little girl from Cochrane is dead just coming home from her Montana summer trip. Plus, it's almost parade day. We'll tell you why less businesses are entering floats in this year's Whoop Up Days parade.
CTV News with Alyssa Carpenter.
Good afternoon. A weekend fire is under investigation to determine if it was set on purpose. The blaze actually started on the south side of this vacant house along 4th Avenue North. The house is vacant. Police are assisting with the investigation. Crews responded to the blaze just after midnight Saturday and were able to put it out quickly. Damage is pegged at about $50,000 to the outside of the home and the adjacent garage. A school bus driver accused of being drunk behind the wheel returned to court today. 52-year-old Larry Crosschild was a driver with the Blood Tribe School Bus Co-op last June when he was charged with impaired driving and refusing to provide a breath sample. Blood Tribe police located the bus in front of a home in Standoff after receiving a tip from an off-duty police officer. There were 12 children on board the bus at the time. They were being driven to various schools in Fort Macleod. The case has been set over until September 9th. A 6-year-old girl from Cochrane has died in a crash in Montana. Chrissy Lynn Sherlaw was killed when the SUV her mother was driving lost control on Highway 93. It swerved into the oncoming lane, smashed into a truck and flipped over. Chrissy died at the scene. Her mother and 2 brothers, ages 4 and 8, went to hospital. Police say everyone was wearing seatbelts. More help is on the way for flooded-out High River residents. A disaster recovery center opened its doors this morning. It will stay open for as long as is needed. The center is located at the Welcome Center. This week, it is open from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. But after that, its hours of operation will be determined based on the demand. The province says the office will serve as an ongoing location where flood victims can apply for funding and get their questions answered.
They're just wondering, what flood mitigation measures they need to put in place, how long it's going to take, what stage their application is in, questions like that.
This week, the center will be set up at the Welcome Center. It will be moving next week, so you're encouraged to visit alberta.ca for regular updates. And just a little later in our show, we'll show you what's being done locally to help those still impacted in High River. And Dory is standing by in the Weather Center looking very summery in all that yellow, Dory.
Yeah, I'm trying to herald the sunshine back. So that'll be happening tomorrow. We're going to have a beautiful rest of the week. Chance of some thunder showers tonight, though, and I'll tell you all the details coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Dory. Lethbridge police are investigating a weekend assault. A 20-year-old man needed reconstructive surgery as a result. Police say the man was assaulted at Galt Gardens just before 3 a.m. on Saturday. He had serious facial injuries and was originally rushed to Lethbridge Regional Hospital, but was transferred from there to Calgary to undergo surgery. 2 suspects have been taken into custody. Police say the suspects are known to the victim. A few of the city's indoor pools will soon be closed for annual maintenance. Fritz Sick Pool will be closed today and remains closed until September 3rd, and Stan Siwick will close September 2nd to the 22nd. For those looking to swim indoors, Nicholas Sharon will remain open during the closure of the 2 other pools to accommodate the needs. Henderson and Westminster pools will remain open until September 1st, weather permitting. For pool schedules, you can visit lethbridge.ca. Residents in Paradise Canyon will soon have a new way to get in and out of the community. New extensions to University Drive and Canyon Parkway will provide easier access to Paradise Canyon. 40th Ave will be closed to allow for the addition of walkways, which will connect to the regional pathway network and will provide safer access to the community for residents. This new area will be greener than other areas in the way of vegetation and man-made lakes, which is new. The city says the road is planned for this fall. And big trucks go around. For years now, cattle liners and other heavy trucks have been using 8th Street or 20th Avenue in Coaldale to get from the county of Lethbridge to Highway 3. But those who live there say the trucks are not only noisy and pollute the air, they also say the big trucks are eroding the road. The existing truck route designation is being removed and replaced with a no heavy truck sign.
It's basically just a change the status for the road. We did allow heavy trucks through there for quite a few years. We found that our road is starting to break up, so we're losing our infrastructure. To accommodate this, we're not going to allow heavy trucks on the road. That way we're going to give them a few more years out of the lifespan out of the road. Rather than looking at replacing this road within a couple of years, we can extend it 5-7 years. So that way we can better utilize what funding we have coming.
The new change will be put into place next Monday. Some sad news to pass along. A young hockey player is dead. Jordan Boyd, a 16-year-old prospect in the Quebec Junior Hockey League, collapsed on the ice. Boyd was a recent draft pick of the Acadia Bathurst Titan. The team's medical crew tried to revive him on the ice, but he was taken to hospital in Bathurst and pronounced dead. The club says the boy had undergone a medical evaluation before the camp, and there didn't appear to be any medical problems. An autopsy will now be conducted. A hot air balloon pilot is dead after an accident at a festival in Quebec. 26-year-old Maxime Trepanier successfully landed his balloon yesterday, but it suddenly lifted again. Moments later, the father of two fell to his death. This is the first incident of its kind in the 30 years of the festival. The Transportation Safety Board is investigating. Toronto's mayor is speaking out on the latest controversy he faces, captured on video.
I'm not driving.
Witnesses say Rob Ford appeared to be drunk, slurring his words and swaying as he walked at a street festival in Toronto on Friday night. But on his weekly radio show yesterday, Ford said he did nothing wrong.
Did I have a couple of beers? Absolutely, I had a couple of beers. But you know what? I had a good time. I think things are getting blown out of proportion. I met a lot of people, took hundreds of pictures. And if I offended anyone, you know what? I apologize.
Ford has denied previous allegations of substance abuse. A Senate committee is going behind closed doors today to review the latest report on Senator Pamela Wallen's expenses. Wallen was audited after she made $320,000 in travel and housing claims. The Saskatchewan senator had so far paid back $38,000. The report on Wallen's expenses is expected to be released tomorrow. Back at home, Whoop Up Days is just over a week away, and preparations are now underway for this year's parade. Today was the deadline for registrations. As of this morning, there were just under 100 entries. That's down slightly from previous years. Organizers say they're not sure why, but say some businesses may be too busy to get involved because of flooding or other weather events this summer. While the official deadline has passed, Exhibition Park is willing to accept some late entries.
We know there's a lot of people coming back this week before Whoop Up Week, so I'm sure they're just getting into their office, talking with their staff, saying, are we going to put a float in or not? So we'll take some in through the week, obviously, if people decide at the last minute.
Now, the parade starts at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, August 20th. All floats will be presented for judging at Park Place Mall that same morning. Entries must be at the marshalling area no later than 9 a.m. The town of Colehurst celebrated its centennial with period costumes during the annual Miners' Day parade.
My quilt?
According to organizers, this year's parade was one of the best they had seen in years. Residents lined the streets to take in the different types of costumes and admire the hard work that was put into the floats. Organizers say it's important for the residents of Colehurst to realize what their founding fathers had to go through to support their family back in the mining days.
In the beautiful parade at this little town of Colehurst, who in 1935 lost 15 of their best. Working conditions that you wouldn't chase a dog into. And they were getting peanuts. They were getting peanuts in return in wages, okay? These people were not enemies of society. They're the people that founded our foundations of livelihood in these towns.
A centennial wall was also erected to honor the town and its coal mining history. Pink Tie Events recently held a fundraiser for High River flood victims. Events included a limbo contest and a beer pong tournament at Moose Hall. Proceeds were donated to the Bridges of Love Ministries Adopt a Family program to help out with the High River flood relief. Organizers say it was their way of giving to a community that has been through so much.
There are a lot of other flood relief efforts going on around the city, as well as I know around the whole province. And so I know Lethbridge in particular, but also the entire province are really good at giving back and helping out with the community. I know a lot of my friends have volunteered and stuff like that. So, you know, anytime we can do something to help other people out, I think people are more than willing to step up and help out.
And that event brought in close to $1,000 for flood victims. Well, you heard Dory say it earlier. Apparently, the sun will return. She has the full forecast details coming up. First, here's a look at today's market numbers.